Rain drummed against the floor-to-ceiling windows of the penthouse like 1,000 tiny whispers, each one echoing the profound loneliness within. Outside, the city lights sparkled like scattered diamonds, but inside, the silence was deafening. Ava Morgan, 32 years old, self-made millionaire and owner of a successful fashion empire, sat on her expensive leather sofa, staring blankly at her phone. To the world, she had everything: fame, money, beauty, power. But what no one saw was the emptiness that came with it all. Friends who wanted connections, not companionship. Lovers who admired her status, not her soul. She had climbed to the top of the world, only to realize how quiet it was up there. The view was breathtaking, but the loneliness was suffocating. As she was about to turn off her phone for the night, a message appeared. It wasn't from her assistant or her team. It was from an unknown number. Before we continue with Ava's incredible journey, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the mysterious ways life connects people, please take a second to like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to our channel for more heartwarming stories. Now, let's see what that message said. The message read, "Hey, sweetheart. I know today was tough at school, but Daddy is so proud of you. Don't let anyone make you feel less than amazing, okay? I love you so much, my brave little girl." Ava blinked. For a moment, she thought it was some kind of prank, but the warmth in those words pierced through her like sunlight breaking through a cold morning. It was clearly a message meant for someone else, a father texting his daughter, yet it struck her deeply. A woman who hadn't heard a sincere "I love you" in years felt her heart glow with an unfamiliar warmth. Ava couldn't bring herself to respond immediately, but she couldn't stop rereading the message either. The sincerity, the father's gentle love, awakened something deep within her. She had grown up with a father who only spoke in boardroom tones and a mother who viewed affection as weakness. Her heart, once eager for love, had been trained to build walls instead of bridges. But that single misplaced message caused a tiny crack in those walls. For the first time in years, she felt something stir inside her frozen heart. The next morning, after a sleepless night of contemplation, she decided to respond. "I think you sent this to the wrong number, but it's a beautiful message. Your daughter is lucky." Hours later, a response arrived. "Oh no, I'm so sorry. You're right, wrong number. My mistake, but thank you. I didn't expect such a kind response." That was it. A brief, polite exchange. But somehow that accidental message lingered in her thoughts all day long. His words felt real. Something she hadn't experienced in far too long. The following week, another text arrived. "Sorry again about that last message. I didn't mean to bother you, but I wanted to thank you properly. My daughter Emily read the message I sent to the wrong person, and she laughed, saying, 'Maybe the universe wanted someone else to hear a kind word too.'" Ava smiled for the first time in weeks. A genuine smile that reached her eyes. She responded, "Maybe your daughter is right." And so began an unexpected connection. Through small, unplanned messages, two strangers slowly started sharing pieces of their lives. His name was Daniel Brooks, a 36-year-old single father raising his 8-year-old daughter Emily. He worked as a mechanic in a small town 2 hours away. His wife had passed away 3 years earlier in a car accident, leaving him with grief and a daughter who held his entire heart. He wasn't wealthy, but he was honest, down to earth, and kind. Qualities Ava rarely encountered anymore. They talked about life, about Emily's silly jokes, about the exhaustion of balancing dreams and reality. Daniel had no idea who Ava really was, that she owned Morgan Mode, a global luxury brand. She never mentioned it, and he never asked. To him, she was simply Ava, a thoughtful woman with whom conversations came easily. For Ava, These exchanges became the best part of her day. Every evening when she returned from her glass tower office, she would make tea and check her messages. Daniel's words were ordinary, but that's what made them extraordinary. He spoke with warmth, humility, and truth. Weeks passed, then months. Slowly, she found herself changing. Her laughter returned. Her heart softened. She began visiting parks, quietly donating to single-parent charities, and even sketching designs inspired by ordinary people, not celebrities. Something in her spirit had awakened, but fate, as it often does, wasn't finished testing her. One evening, Ava told Daniel the truth. She confessed who she really was, that she was a millionaire, that she owned a company, that the world saw her as someone unreachable. There was a long pause. Then came his response. "You being rich doesn't change who you are to me, Ava. You're kind. That's what matters." She wanted to believe him, but deep down she feared that soon reality would separate them. Their worlds were too different. His life was humble. Hers glittered with fame. She told herself to be practical, to step back before someone got hurt. But her heart had already chosen. Then came the day that changed everything. Ava was in the middle of a photo shoot when her phone vibrated urgently. It was Daniel. The message read, "Ava, I don't know who else to call. Emily is in the hospital. High fever. I'm scared." Without thinking, she walked out of the shoot, cancelled meetings, and drove straight to his town, 2 hours away. Through heavy rain and endless traffic, she arrived at a small, run-down hospital, soaked to the bone. Inside, she found Daniel sitting on a bench, his face buried in his hands. When he looked up and saw her, shock filled his eyes. "You came?" he whispered. "I had to," she said softly. That night, Ava stayed with them, bringing food, arranging for better medicine, talking to doctors. Emily's condition improved by morning, and when the little girl woke up, the first thing she said was, "Daddy, is this the nice lady who texts you?" Ava laughed through tears. For the first time, her world and Daniel's collided, not in luxury or status, but in pure humanity. After that day, things changed. Daniel invited her to visit sometimes, and Ava began spending weekends in his small world, helping Emily with school projects, cooking dinner together, fixing things around his house. It was nothing like the glamorous life she knew, but it was everything her heart had been missing. She saw Daniel's struggles, how he worked long hours, how he sometimes skipped meals to save for Emily's future. Yet he never complained. His love for his daughter was unwavering, and his gratitude for life humbled her profoundly. He taught her what true strength looked like: quiet, steady, unshakable. Ava began questioning the meaning of success. What was the point of her millions if her soul remained starving for love and connection? Daniel's simplicity, his truth, became her anchor. She realized that what she needed wasn't luxury, it was belonging. Months later, she invited Daniel and Emily to her penthouse. She wanted to show them her world, not to impress, but to share her reality openly. Emily ran around the penthouse, amazed by the view, while Daniel stood by the window, feeling out of place. "This isn't me," he murmured. "I fix cars, Ava. I don't belong here." She turned to him, her voice trembling. "You belong where hearts are honest. You belong where love is real, and that's here with me." Tears welled in his eyes as he whispered, "Are you sure?" She nodded. "I've never been more sure of anything." That night, as the sunset poured gold over the city, Daniel held her hand, and for the first time, Ava felt at home. The story that began with a wrong text message became a journey of rediscovering what it means to love, to heal, to truly live. Ava had found in Daniel not just a partner, but a mirror. Someone who reminded her that the richest hearts aren't those filled with money, but with kindness and courage. They never forgot how it all started. A wrong message sent on a rainy night that turned into the right story of a lifetime. And in a world obsessed with wealth, they built something far more valuable. A home filled with laughter, love, and the unshakable truth that sometimes fate knows exactly what it's doing. If this story touched your heart, if you believe that love can find you in the most unexpected ways, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe for more stories that remind us of the power of humanity. Comment below, "Love finds a way." If you believe that even the smallest accident can lead to the greatest blessings,